Hello and welcome to this new video. Today I'm flying the Slasher, the Minmatar tackle frigate. Come on. I use it with 3 150mm autocannons, a newt, a scram web, shield extender AB, damage control, and gyro stabilizer, an ancillary current router for the power grid, and 2 shield rigs. In total this ship has 144 DPS, which is a bit better than on the Condor. And it also has a bit better speed, with 1.7k heated, but the tank is a bit less than on the Condor, so it's basically speedier Condor with more DPS but less tank. The newt is also really useful in fights against Atrons or comets and stuff like that. It is also quite cheap, which is another advantage of this ship. And yeah, I have 3 different ammo types: barrage for more range, hail for maximum DPS, and EMP because it has mainly EM damage and better tracking. The Slasher also gets a tracking bonus, 7.5% bonus to projectile turret tracking speed per skill level on Minmatar frigate. So it has like basically blaster level tracking on autocannons, which is really great. So that's the fit. I'd say we get into the fights. In this first fight, I arranged a 1v1 against this Merlin. We both warped to a planet. I approached him straight away. Spam the lock, and as soon as he's lockable, I keep him at range 4.5, which is just outside of his blaster range, and I start newting him, webbing, scramming, shooting. And I see that he is light ion blaster fit. I'm going through his shields pretty quickly, and I also hope that my newt can newt him out in case it's needed. Now I switch to orbiting 500 because I can see he still hits me at 4.5 kilometers, so I hope to outtrack him while my newt has full effect. You can already see that the newt has its effect and he is completely out of cap now. And I can do a keep at range again to put full DPS on him, because he can't even shoot me back anymore. He's already in hull. I think he was a dual prop with an Ensil fit. It's a very interesting fit, especially against kiters, but not very great against this Slasher. GF mate. And here's the kill. Next fight. I am starting in on a Rifter. I'm quite nervous because Rifters can be extremely dangerous. With a 400mm plate and Ensil, they're super tanky, or they can have quite high DPS with a shield tank. I orbit him 500 because I know with my tracking bonus, I can probably track him while he can't track me anymore. I am missing a few shots, but he is missing more shots. Finish the plaques in the background. And now he's in armor and nothing is moving anymore. I reload to EMPS so I get a better tracking, but he tracks me pretty well by now. I think he reloaded to Navy ammo. I still heat that newt and hope for the best, but it's so ridiculously tanky I can't do nothing. I start to line out, and I start overheating the AB. It's a second too late, sadly. And now I just overheat and believe. I drop into hull, but I am just outside of his scram range and I can warp off. This shows the great speed of the Slasher, because you can disengage if it's needed. This next fight is actually quite funny because Low Risk is in a battle venture. I had fought him before and he warped off, so this time I know I have to pull some tricks if I want to kill him. He is shield trapping like crazy, and he's also newting me, so I stop newting him. There is no point in wasting each other's cap. I keep him at range in my optimal, and just keep shooting him. I probably should have overheated my weapons, but yeah. I'm closing in on him a bit now, so I can hopefully do even more damage, and I get a few good volleys, and he's out of shields. Now I drop my web, reactivate it, and immediately drop it again. This makes it a lot harder to warp off, because even though he has the warp core stabilizer, well, built-in warp core stabilizer on the Venture, if I keep bumping and webbing and unwebbing him, it is very difficult for him to actually get a good align. Now I also start overheating my weapons while still bumping him and activating and deactivating the web as he drops into hull. A friendly comes in, but I kill him before the friend can help me. GF, bye bye Venture. Great to see another battle Venture out there. I scoop the loot and the drones, and here's the kill me. He was actually dual medium ancillary shield booster fit. Crazy tank for a Punisher. Venture, sorry. This next fight is against a Thrasher, and I hope that he is RT fit, because if he's not, I have no chance. As I see the long point, I hope that he is RT fit, and yeah, the numbers tell me he is. Now I just have to orbit him and kill him. I had the wrong ammo loaded. I probably should have used EMP in this fight because he is shield fit, but yeah, also works like this. He is an armor. He still barely has scratched my shields. I should have stopped heating my nude probably, because I need the heat more on the guns than on the nude. Yeah, there I stop heating. He's already in hull. Get a few more good shots on him. And now he's also nuded out. His warp disruptor dropped, so I could warp if I had to, but he dies. GF Thrasher. There's the kill map. He only did have T1 guns, which made it easier, but yeah. A kill is a kill. Here I'm fighting an Incursus. I hope that I can just nude out the Incursus because it is very cap intensive. The blasters, Web, Scram and the Rappers all need cap, so I hope I can nude him out. I also orbit him at 500 to outcheck his blasters and have the full effect on my nude, on him. If I do keep at range at like 4.5 kilometers, it's already out of the nude range. So like this I have the full effect. He is wrapping quite a lot, so he is not conserving his cap. And there you see, I only nude 33 of the 50 gigajoules, so he's out of cap already. I stop heating the nude, and now it's just getting through his last buffer tank. Keep at range instead of orbit now, for more damage. Stop hitting the AB. Only his drone is doing damage at this point, and I can easily tank that. And he finally dies. GF and curses. And there's the kill map. Okay, in this next fight, I fought this Thrasher before, and then he warped off, and I expected him to warp back to the battlefield at 100, which he did. So I could catch him at 0, and from the previous fight I knew he was RT fit. So I hope, when I orbit him, he doesn't track me anymore. And it actually seems to work. He only has a web and a long point and no dual web, so I can stay close to him. And I can slowly get through his tank. At this point I see Froffer landing, which is a friend of mine, and I ask him to please stay out of the fight because I really wanted to kill the Thrasher fleet. And thank you very much, Froffer. He actually stayed out and just watched. So I can keep shooting the Thrasher fleet because I couldn't tank the Thrasher fleet and the Comet at a time, the Catalyst at a time. Perhaps I could have killed the Catalyst if it were alone by outranging it, but I'm not sure. But definitely not the two of them at once. Kept orbiting, and the Thrasher fleet drops into hull. He's also nuded out at this point, so I can warp off if I have to. Now he basically gave up, he also stopped shooting, and it's just a waiting game. A few more volleys. A few missing shots. And he finally dies. GF Thrasher fleet. Scoop the loot, shoot the pod, the usual. And there's the kill me. It's actually a quite good Thrasher fleet fit, but when you get tackled you're dead. So yeah. Okay, in this next fight, I am fighting a Punisher. I keep him at range 2.5 kilometers because I expected him to be some kind of buffer tank with autocannon fit. But yeah, as soon as you start shooting, hello, there, he wakes up. And I see that he has neutron blasters, so I immediately pull some more range because I can't really tank the blasters in the face. He also only has a web, so I can warp off if I have to. And he also doesn't have as much tank as I expected. Lagging a bit there. He only gets grazing shots on, but he still does a lot of damage. Still, keep him at range. He's in half armor, and I have a bit more than half shield left, so I'm pretty confident. I'm barely outside of my optimal newt range, so I don't hope I can newt him out in time. Now, the pilot reloaded to null, you immediately see he does a lot more damage, and I switch to orbit 500. My newt gets a higher newting ratio at close, and I do more damage as well, so he dies. GF Punisher. There's the kill mail. Sadly, it didn't count as a solo kill, but yeah, you saw he was full health when I came in. Okay, here's another Rifter fight. He slid into me. I orbit him again. I hope that if he's armor plate fit again like the last Rifter, that I can pull range and warp off. But I thought, yeah, worth a try. Maybe this one's differently fitted. His shields are gone quickly, and his armor is also dropping quite a bit faster than on the last Rifter, so I expect him to be only small Ansel fit with a 200mm plate instead of a 400mm plate. He does do quite a lot of damage, but I'm able to avoid most of it by orbiting. The tracking bonus on the slasher is really great. Makes it a lot easier to fight other stuff. Oh yeah, at this point, again you see the newt has had its effect, and he's newted out. Scram and web drop. Well, web at least. And he's into hull. He can't trap anymore, and he dies. Bye bye Rifter. I barely miss his pot, loot his rack, and here's the kill mail. He actually was 400mm plate, but he didn't have a damage control, so I was able to kill him. Okay, this fight is against a Comet, and I was not sure if I should attack or warp off, but I finally decided to attack. Let's go. Burn straight in, orbit 500. When I saw him at range, I expected him to be railgun fit, and he actually is, so I can hopefully avoid some damage by orbiting. But now you see he also has a newt, and that makes this fight really interesting. Technically, I should always win the newt war against a Comet, but the problem is he has a T2 newt and I have a T1 newt, well, a compact newt. So he can newt a lot more, 5 gigajoules per newt cycle, and at this point I'm totally out of cap. He does not track me though, so I still survive for a bit longer. I spam the newt, and now you see his newt dropped because he can't risk losing any more cap by newting himself out, and I get my newt on again. So now he's out of cap, and the thing is, I can still shoot while being newted out, but he can't. I tried to newt the drone, which of course doesn't work, but now I get the newt back on the Comet, and I decide to put all the damage on the Comet, and just hope for the best, keep at range 1 kilometer, overheat everything, and just believe that his drones don't do enough damage. This pilot did a really good job, and he kept spamming his weapons for the occasional hit with enough cap. You see he got his ray guns on again. But he's already almost out of hull. I overheat the newt and the weapons in a last try, and he dies when I'm almost out of shield. GF Comet, that was so close. Amazing fight. And here's his fit. In this fight, I am fighting a Firetail. He lands on me, I immediately orbit 500 because most Firetails are dual web artifit. And there you see, He got me webbed and scrammed. But we are about the same speed. He does have a tracking disruptor on me, but he's RT fit. I am barely 30 meters per second faster than him, so I can keep up, and he doesn't track me. There he got one really good volley in, and it's already 1/3 of my shield, so if he gets a few more good shots in, I'm probably dead. But I keep heating the newt and the weapons and the AB, especially the AB. And just hope for the best. Half shield while he goes into armor. I am very happy he's not armor fit, so I can get through him pretty quickly, and now he's also neutered out. Oh wait, he's actually armor wrapping. Well, he was for one cycle, but now he's completely neutered out, and he can only shoot anymore, so no more web, no more scram. If I have to, I can warp off, and he's still not tracking. Half hull, and he dies. GF, bye bye Firetail, so close. In this next fight, it's again against the Comet, and I just, yeah, go for it, attack. I checked his weapons before, and saw that he was rail fit, and because of my previous experience against the rail fit Comet, I hope that I can newt him out and kill him. I got the first newt cycle in, and even though he has a T2 newt, I still have the advantage, and I can newt him out before he can newt me out, as you can see in a minute. There I go, I get one more cycle and his newt drops. And at this point I made the mistake. I start shooting his drones. I should have just kept shooting him in hindsight, but I thought I would have to kill the drones to survive. I first killed the Acolyte because it does EM damage, and now continue with the Hobgoblins. I keep orbiting him and newting him. I heat the weapons by shooting his drones. One more drone dies. I continue with the next one, but now he deploys his next set of drones. There's already a new Acolyte out attacking me, which I didn't notice right away. Another drone dies, and now I see that he... Well, no, I don't. I still shoot him, and now I see the new drone, and I switch to it again. Start shooting the drone, and he deploys his final 2 drones. I'm also a bit struggling on cap myself, because the newt is quite cap intensive for me as well, but as I said before, I can still shoot when neuted out, which he can't. I continue shooting his drones. He has 2 left at this point, but they do a lot of damage. I'm out of shields, and he's chewing through my armor pretty quickly. I start heating the weapons, hope for the occasional good hit on the drones. Now I finally decide to put the web on the drones, which was probably a good idea to do earlier. I ask in local the people to stay out, please, and I continue with the last drone. 70% hull left, and he's on his last drone. And come on, kill it. I'm not tracking, and finally, I kill his last drone. I can put web and weapons on him again, and now you see I'm going through his tank really quickly. So I really should have just stayed on him and not done the whole killing drone thing. But in the end, it worked out, so you see, rail comets are a very easy to kill option in this slasher. He's in half hull. I don't want to risk doing a keep at range instead of orbit at this point, because I have not enough tank left to get 1 or 2 hits from him, so I just have to kill him with grazing shots. I heat the weapons one last time, and finally he dies. Good fight, JJ. Sorry it took me so long to kill you. Oh yeah, shoot the wreck, always a good idea. Now I shoot the pod, and shoot the kill mail. It's almost the same fit as the other comet I fought. Okay, in this last fight, I followed this Cursor Navy to the sun, and I'm not sure if I should attack or not, because if he's kite fit, I'm doomed. I pre-overheat webs and scram and the AB to catch him if he's actually kite fit. Click orbit 500, web and scram him, so if he tries to kite me at this point, I don't think it's gonna work out. He doesn't have enough transversal, enough speed to get out of my scram range. And I'm in orbit. His lasers really have problems to track me at this range, and I still track very well. Probably should have heated my newt from the start, but and also my weapons. He now switched ammo from conflagration to multi-frequency, and he does a lot more damage to me. He's tracking a lot better. And now I start heating the weapons and newt finally. He still only gets grazing shots in, but sometimes he gets a good hit. And finally, he's neuted out. So I basically won this fight now. He can't do nothing without Cap. I was really lucky he didn't have a newt as well, because Cursor Navy has a nasty newt bonus, and that would have killed me. But now the fight is basically won. He's in hell. And he already says GG in local. He knows he has lost this fight. I say it's a close call because it actually was. He almost got me out of shields, and after the shields I'm paper tank. I probably should have done a keep at range here as well, but I didn't want to risk him getting a few more shots in while my newt cycles. So I just... now I decided to keep at range here. For maximum damage. And he finally goes down. That was a really nice fight. Thank you, Cursor Navy, for the great fight. And there's the Kermel. Very nice brawl fit. Okay, that's all the fights I had in this amazing Minmatar frigate. It's really great how quick and agile this ship is. I really enjoyed flying it. I would say it's even better than the Condor, but I really enjoy both ships. The Condor always applies, so that is also a big advantage, but yeah. Okay, as always, if you have a specific fit or ship you would like to see in a video, put it in the comments, and hope you have a good day. Bye bye.